him or you hate him, but this afternoon, you've got to respect what he's accomplished.
For Kyle to restart sixth and to get by 5 guys, that's hard to do.
Kyle Busch has tires, and he has plenty of time.
It means so much to win in the Sprint Cup Series. It's the top echelon of racing.
Gives him a little bit of a shove off, too. Kyle Busch wants the lead. Now they're side by side. Kyle Busch around Jimmy Johnson.
Busch brothers, 1-2 once.
That was last week on the West Coast. Now we're on the East Coast, just a few miles away from the Atlantic Ocean. Racing on the beaches of Daytona is how NASCAR got its start. Another chapter will be written tonight. 5 months ago, Kyle Busch suffered the most devastating crash of his life. He didn't know if he would ever race again, let alone stand in victory lane like he did last week. The accident and the rehab took an emotional toll on Kyle and his then pregnant wife, Samantha. Now parents, they have a whole new perspective on what's important in life.
People have always come up to me like, hey, you know, this is my son, whatever, whatever. And, oh, well, hold him for a minute. I'm like, nope, I don't want anything to do with it. You know, not mine, don't need it. But first time I was able to hold Brexton was amazing.
Just having him in our arms and just knowing, you know, how loved he is instantly. It's just something you can't explain.
Life as a dad is definitely different. We're trying to figure out what our new normal is, but it's been great.
Good afternoon, everybody, as we get set for the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Saturday morning comes around, Xfinity race day to start the season off in Daytona. So as we were running along in the race, I felt like, okay, I need to start making some moves here.
And now cars are spinning just outside the tri-oval with 9 laps to go.
Kyle Busch has just made heavy contact with the inside retaining wall. He hit it head on.
You're right, KB. You're right, KB.
There's Samantha. She probably does not know the car.
Kyle and I have always had this rule since about 2009 that if he gets in any sort of wreck, when the spotter says, "Are you okay?" he has to answer. I heard the spotter say, you know, "Kyle, are you okay? Kyle, are you okay?" And there was just this long pause, and instantly I knew that something was wrong, so I took off.
The cockpit shortened up about 12, 14 inches. Just the force of all of that going through my body just ended up breaking my left foot and broke my right leg. Showing up in the hospital, I kept asking, you know, hey, where's my wife? Where's my wife? And they're like, oh, she can't come in here yet. She can't come in here yet. And I was like, no, she's got to come in here. You know, she's pregnant and she just needs to see me.
They wouldn't let me see him because little did I know he had a bone sticking out of his right leg. The first thing he asked was, how was the baby? You know, did I feel him kick? And was I okay? He wasn't even worried about himself. You know, after he checked on me and the baby, and he said, babe, I don't think I'm going to race tomorrow.
After surgery on both his right leg and left foot, Kyle began a rehab doctor said would take a minimum of 12 weeks, roughly the same amount of time Samantha had left in her pregnancy.
After he got hurt, there was never a question if he was going to go back racing. It was just a question of when.
Without Samantha, I don't know if I ever would have been able to make it through all of this.
Kyle, welcome back.
Kyle returned to the track 1 week ahead of schedule, and just 2 days ahead of an even more significant debut.
He decided to go back racing the exact same week that Brexton was coming, so, you know, we just went big all at once.
You're never really sure what God has in store for you, and certainly I think we've learned from each step of the way who we are and what we are and how strong we actually can be.
Brexton was our silver lining. No matter how hard it got, he was always kind of what we focused on, and when he arrived, it just washed everything away.